Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of KigerCraft. I'm KigerCraft here with Garen, and today we are going to, continue working on the barn. So, we still got these little guys over here to deal with, so we're going to be building a space underneath the barn, because the way that this is currently set up, we like this. So we don't want to have this big huge square chunk of land. So we figured that, or well, I figured that it would be good to sort of work into the under area here to sort of expand our options as far as like places that we can build stuff. So that's what we're gonna do. This is basically just gonna be sort of a continuation of what's currently above ground. There we go. And as you can see, basically it's gonna be a little tunnel. You're gonna come down here. There you go. And you're gonna enter in through, yeah, let's do 3 wide. Oh, my mouse is like all over the place. So yeah, so today is actually going to be a little bit of a more traditional episode like the last one was, because, hold on a second, I'm actually having some issues here. Alright, there we go, that's much better. Because one of the things that that's been going on is I've been a little bit busy, but it's okay. Good things are happening, but I don't want to talk about it for right now. But there's also a couple really cool things. So it's kind of like everything kind of like the stars kind of like aligned to where this is actually kind of a good thing. Because for me, one of the things, let me write that down. Negative 178. Okay. One of the things that I like, obviously, as you guys know, is new tech, and new tech is super duper cool. Because I feel like, I don't know, you know, it's like things are a tidbit. I don't want to say boring, but not really up to par, you know. It seems like during like the 50s and the 60s, it was like, you know, we you know, the sky was the limit. We put a man on the moon, and you know, there was major technological advancement. And it seems like everything has sort of gone backwards. Well, not really backwards. It's just gone forward at a slower pace. You know, it's like you go to, oh wait, that's 178. 178. Alright, so there we go. That should work. It seems like, you know, there was a time when people could be, you know, gigantic dreamers, that like people thought the sky was the limit. But it feels like we've sort of hit like a plateau where things aren't really getting very much better. Very much better. English. My English is certainly not getting better, that's for sure. But I saw something today that was super duper cool, and that is the driverless car that Google has developed. And like the idea was like, oh man, that's super cool. That's like future stuff, you know, flying cars, you know, cars that run on automated expressways that have AIs and stuff like that. That is future stuff. You know, like when the stuff that you see when you watch sci-fi movies. Those are the kind of things that I think are super cool, but I almost feel like people think that, oh, it's not possible to do, so they're like not even striving for it. Where, you know, sort of draw contrast, I guess, you know, in like the 60s, people thought it was absolutely ridiculous that we could put a man on the moon, and we did it. And one of the astonishing things for me is that we did it with the power of like a basic calculator. Not even like a graphing calculator, like a basic like 1 + 1 = 2, it can divide, multiply, and that's about it kind of calculator. So it's like, wow, really? That's phenomenal. So for me, it was really exciting when I heard that, but I don't necessarily agree with all the choices that they made. I guess you could say, like, I feel like, I know it's an experimental and it's just an idea, but I actually kind of feel very uncomfortable with the fact that it doesn't have a steering wheel or any sort of ability for user input. I feel like that's really, really important. In fact, there was a Slashdot poll the other day about this, and it was actually perfect timing because they did it like a couple days or like a week before the Google announcement, and I was like, okay, you know. And the question was, should driverless cars require a license or some sort of special certification? And I was like, well, I don't know if like special certification, but I think that it probably should require some sort of permit, or, you know, at the least a driver's license, because sort of like the idea is like, if something goes wrong, because obviously technology is not perfect, if something goes wrong, then the driver should be able to drive the car manually if needed. So I'm not saying that there won't ever be a manual. Well, look at that bear go, placing dirt like a madman. I'm not saying that there won't ever be manual input, but it sort of like would make me feel a lot better. But I guess if you really think about it, it sort of defeats the purpose of having a driverless car. So, I don't know. But I feel like we're kind of like in one of those spaces. Oh wait, I don't need this anymore. Yeah, I feel like I would feel helpless. Like if there was something wrong, that all I would be able to do is like jump out of the car or like just watch it crash. Yeah, just die. Just sit there. Oh crap, there's nothing I can do. I don't know. It just makes me feel uncomfortable. But you know, there's been a lot of sort of like people thinking about, you know, what our future is, because obviously, you know, we have you know, a lot of things to think about, like, you know, okay, a lot of these cars are probably going to be electric. Okay, well, where is this electricity going to come from? And I saw this fantastic idea of putting solar panels in the roads, like digging up all the asphalt and replacing them with solar panels. Now, whether or not it's feasible to do, I still think that that's a really good idea. Because if you take the surface area and you add it all together, that would actually be some pretty serious power that you could use to power the cars. So I think that energy is kind of like one of the things that is severely limiting the adoption of like clean air vehicles, like you know, the Leaf and the Tesla and the Chevy Volt, and you know, all those sort of electric-y type cars, is that you kind of have to plug them in, and they take a long time to charge. But for me, I was always like, well, why can't we just, like, you know, power them via the road? Like, induction electricity charging is a thing. Why can't we just put a bunch of electrical lines under the road and just power everything by induction? I mean, it's totally feasible. Now, some people would say that oh, well, you know, the power itself is dirty, and I would agree with that. Being somebody from California, it's actually super weird when I think about where our electricity comes from. Our main source of power generation is either hydroelectric or nuclear power. but a lot of like the East Coast and a lot of the East Coast of the United States, a lot of the electricity comes from coal. And to be honest, I have never ever seen a coal-fired electrical plant in my entire life. I've seen nuclear plants, I've seen hydroelectric dams, I've seen all of that stuff, but I've never seen a coal-fired plant. And I know that they do exist, but they're tiny in comparison to what the East Coast has. Yeah, exactly. I think of coal as like some, sort of like ancient thing that doesn't really exist anymore. But no, it totally does. I mean, it's weird. But I mean, that's the sort of like the infrastructure that they have. So, I guess it sort of just depends on where you're from, because other countries may not have that issue where they could get their energy from clean sources and things like that. So, it's, and I think that is sort of, I think that is sort of, indicative of the problem of, how challenging changing our entire sort of societal structure is. I mean, going to electric cars and clean energy and renewable energy and wind power, all these things, they would require a dramatic shift in how we do business, how we create energy, and how we live our lives, really. And exactly, and I'm sort of in the camp that it would be better to do it now. Yes, it will be incredibly expensive, and it would probably require some major sacrifices, but we're gonna have to do it sooner or later. This stuff isn't gonna be good for forever. And I think that, yeah, inflation won't help. Bear's in here with their good ideas. So it's only gonna get more expensive as time goes on. So, I think biting the bullet now would be a better way to do it, and it would probably be better for everybody in the long run. But I still feel like economically we are in the way back past. I mean, our companies are not in it to, further mankind. One, two, okay, these are the same. All right, fantastic. They're in the business of making money. They don't care how they do it. And you can see that with a lot of the internet and, things being open and, the internet being free. So it's one of those things where it would require a lot of shift in wide varieties of our culture in order to maintain this. But I think that, I'm probably more optimistic that it will happen now than probably at any point that I have been. Bears are killing things. Everything's dying. Oh. Wow, this is fantastic. Amazing. I love it. Let me go ahead and snitch some of this. And then we could just sort of woo! So fancy. So I'm just gonna pretty this up a little bit while I continue to talk, and then we're probably gonna put the the individual pens in later. Oh, you think it should go back one? Oh, I don't understand. So this give here, let's give Bears wood. Oh, so you want the, oh, I see. So remove this, right? Okay. There we go. Okay. Oh, can I have the logs? Thank you. So I think these should be logs. There we go. No, it's wrong. Well, because I want to do things. I want to be useful. So let's see. It goes regular wood. Oh, okay. All right. So let's. Oh, I see. Ah, okay. So I was thinking about the way to do this wrong. Okay. So, anyways, oh, I've completely lost my train of thought. So like that, and like this, like that. Okay, I'm just gonna leave this for right now, and then clear this out, and then every 3. I have no idea. I'm doing it completely wrong. I'm trying to remember what the pattern looks like, and I'm having a hard time. So it goes regular, like this. Okay. I'm trying to get this so right. There we go. Sea bears know what they're doing. There you go. And then centerpieces, and there we go. Okay, so we are now on the correct path. So yeah, so you know, I really feel like there's a lot that could be done, and it wouldn't be easy, but I think that if we have the willpower, we could do a lot of really awesome and amazing things. And I think one of those things is one of those essential components is an open internet, a new, cleaner forms of energy, and a little more guts. So the driverless car thing just excites me to no end, and I can't wait for it. Like, it's gonna be super awesome. All I can just imagine is the super awesome sort of like you know, sci-fi scenarios that we'll have, you know, eventually. But I sort of imagine, like, because I was talking about the license thing on Slashdot. I got all backwards, but you know, like, the license thing would be, I think, required, to be honest. I imagine sort of like a oh, I'm doing it wrong. The license thing would be like sort of like in Fifth Element, where you you stick your license in the car, and then like sort of like authorizes you as a driver, and then it's like, you know, oh, welcome driver, and then you get to drive. 1, 2, 3. I think that that's sort of like where it would have to go. Like, you would have to basically just get a driver's license. That's it. All right, let's finish out clearing this wall, and then we'll get the basic structure down, and then we'll get the fences in, because we'll probably have to harvest some more trees. That's one of the things that we're sort of low on, is just like let's dig out this top part here. We're sort of low on like resources with work and everything, and also playing on affinity with our friends. It's easy to sort of get distracted and to do lots of stuff that isn't necessarily KigerCraft and those sorts of things. So So that's sort of been like my challenge, is balancing where I'm spending my time. So yeah, that's why time management is incredibly important, because I have like tons of stuff to do. So and I've also been playing like some new games and stuff, which have been more or less disappointing, but you know, maybe I'll give them a little extra time to breathe, and maybe I'll end up enjoying them in a little while, because I just started it now. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't really feel some more logs in the house. We can run and get them. I don't know. I don't really feel very enchanted by games anymore. Like, I just see like reviews and stuff, and it's like basically the game I'm thinking about getting is recently is Watch Dogs. I've got some other games and a lot of other stuff that I haven't played, but I was thinking about getting Watch Dogs. And actually, when I saw it at E3, I was actually super duper excited for it, because it was like, oh, it's like you hack people with your cell phones. It's like amazing, and you know, it was really kind of awesome, and I really wanted to like it a lot. But I sort of feel like I've been looking at reviews, I've been watching stuff, and it definitely is going to be one of those things that it's going to be a game that leaves something left to be desired. I mean, I've been watching people let's play it and do different things, and I'm just looking at it and just shaking my head and going, oh my god. I mean, to me, it looks like Assassin's Creed wants to be Grand Theft Auto, but has none of the good gameplay mechanics or level design of any of those games. So it's a little hard for me to spend money on games. I don't really just go out and spend money on games. Like, the latest games, no. I wait. And I was really kind of excited for this one, and it looks like I probably won't be picking it up. But I don't know. Like I said, we'll give it some more time. Maybe I'll rent it or something. I don't know. It seems to be for quite a bit of consoles, so maybe I'll have one that it's actually on. I mean, I know I was supposed to pick it up on my PC, but at that point, I would probably wait until it was on like a Steam sale or something like that. So, all right. So this is the. Yes, we will be putting wood behind the fences later. Wool, yes, wool. That's what I meant. I read it, wool is wood, to indicate the different colors and everything like that. So, this is basically the same design. This room is pretty much done. We're leaving the rest of this open so that we can put the wool behind it. But once we get everything in here, this is going to be a very, very busy little farm, or little barn. But yeah, so that area is complete for the most part. Pretty up like the stairs and put in some actual stairs and stuff like that, but for the most part, I'm actually pretty happy with this. There's going to be a good amount of space down here, so I think we're going to have pretty okay time with the sheeps. I learned from my lesson last time that you know, herding animals with wheat is difficult, and leads are far easier. So I've actually got a whole bunch of them just in case. Bear, do we want to move the sheep down there, or should we put grass down there first? Yeah, we should probably put grass down there first, so you guys will have to wait. But yep, so that's actually going to be it for this episode. I want to thank you guys for joining us for another round of KigerCraft. As always, remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you aren't. Yes, actually, we will be working on a redstone system for this. Bears are going to be doing it, so I am looking forward to that. I don't know if we'll necessarily build it on cam, but we'll definitely go over it. We'll do an overview, won't we, Bear? Ah. So yeah, I'll remember, guys. Like, subscribe, comment, do all that stuff, and of course, as always, we'll see you next time. Take care.